The reigns of Khufu and Khafra have come to an end, and with them so too has the fourth dynasty of Egyptian ruling families. But Lady Kentakawis, a distant member of this family, has given birth to a new pharaoh named Userkaf. And so the royal line continues unbroken. With Userkaf begins the fifth dynasty, an era that promises much change. Userkaf has decentralized the rule of our country somewhat, and has granted more power to local authorities. Now nomarchs such as you are free to handle their own affairs. Pharaoh will not attempt the construction of a massive tomb to house him for eternity, for he has another project in mind for you. Pharaoh has declared Ra, god of the sun and of the kingdom, to be king of the gods, and intends to proclaim his sovereignty throughout the land. Many sun temples already dot the Egyptian landscape, but Pharaoh wishes that the greatest be located at Jadu, in the humid delta region of Lower Egypt. Like most of the delta, Jadu is rich in game, fish, and other wildlife and vegetation, but offers few mineral resources. As such, sandstone needed for construction of the Sun Temple will need to be imported from the quarries at On. Cattle may be raised here to provide meat, though the herds require much straw for fodder. You'll need to clear land in order to create a suitable location for the Sun Temple. Be sure to sell enough of the precious timber you may harvest first, for once it is gone, you may not be able to acquire more. Bedet and Abjadu are always in need of wood and also game. Thus, trade with them should help to offset the cost of constructing this sacred monument.
Good morning everyone and welcome back to the Two-Headed Wolf Gaming channel as we are continuing our journey through Pharaoh, a new era, and we're establishing the city of Jadu and build our very first Sun Temple. So let's get this started. If you take a look around the map, have a few fertile areas to the east of us. There are a bunch of trees up here. Another fertile area to the south. Reeds, birds, a lot more trees across this bank. Fertile land once again, the reeds. And that is about it. Let's see, what type of resources do we have? We can put down grain farms. We have hunting lodges, fishing wharfs, and cattle ranches. So if we have 4 types of food, I'm guessing that there will be requests for different types from neighboring cities and maybe even the Pharaoh. As far as production goes, we have raw materials, reed gatherer, and wood cutters. Great. And as we can manufacture papyrus, potter, brickworks, and jeweler. I don't see any clay, so we will have to import that if we want to sell brickworks or make pottery. Okay, temple. We have a temple complex to Osiris for the very first time during this campaign. Temple to Bast and temple to Ra. And then we have the Sun Temple. You can see that up front we will need to pay 220 sandstone. So we're gonna have to import sandstone for a very long time. And as you can see, this might give you the impression that this needs to be in water. It does not. But what you need to do is, if I remember correctly, you need to place it closer to this north part of the river Nile here. I don't think you can build it, for example, over here, if I remember correctly. But we will see that later on. Let's take a quick look on the world map and see who we could trade with. So we are over here. We can trade with On. They would buy wood from us. And it's 300 for the open water trade route. Let's open the trade route. And then we have another trade route to the Dunkul Oasis, which would buy papyrus and reeds from us. I'm going to spend all this money early on because we will need to be making some money and quickly, especially since we have to import so much sandstone. And what I am thinking to begin with is that I will start by making a residential area here. maybe a double residential area on this side. Then we are going to have a water crossing very early on so that I can put down a bunch of hunting camps and a granary here. Because the birds are so close to us, we will be able to make a game meat really quickly, which will supply, I think, most of the residential areas. And then I'm going to expand with another residential area, at least one here, and hopefully another one here, but it really depends on how the space will be. And then we'll have, I'm guessing that since I am working already over here to hunt, I'll probably make a bunch of woodcutters here somewhere. There's wood very close to us, there are these trees, and I doubt that they'll be crossing the water when they have trees over here. As long as we don't delete these ones, we should be totally fine. If we take a look at the prices, what would be valuable to sell? Papyrus sells for 165, wood sells for 170. So it's definitely a lot better to export wood early on. Let's say we export when over 0, we'll do this very early on, right? Just so we have it set already. And maybe even export the reeds when over 800 to have just enough to resupply our papyrus makers, but we could sell the surplus as well. Might not be a whole lot of money, but it's still money. Okay, enough talking. Let's get this started. Let's place down some ferry landings to begin with. I can place a port here, and I'm guessing I can place a port here, so I'm thinking about having some fishing wharves as well. Let's do it like this. Then I am going to draw a road over here. And we'll just say that here is where I will have my very first residential area. I think I like that idea. And I might start with 2 residential areas. Let's build it on this side. There we go. We'll have these residential areas going on here. And I'll be putting down a few roadblocks like so. Of course, we will need a place where we can bring in some entertainers. And I think I like this layout. Now let's place down a bunch of houses and let time flow. Two sets of houses right here. I am going to go with a water supply. One on that side, we'll have one on this side. And we're gonna put down some physicians. And finally we will need our safety services. The architect posts, actually we'll do like this, we'll pair them together here, and the firehouses, right? So that is the beginning. Then we will need to start making our industries. And I'll have a granary over here that will accept everything. Draw a road like so. And I will pick the hunting lodges. This one is a bit weird. I would really like to see another icon for the hunting lodge. Maybe there is one and there's a bug here, because this circle reminds me of categories and it doesn't remind me of a hunting lodge itself. Good, we need safety services. And I will put down a roadblock here so that they don't cross the water. I also need to be working on the industries, so let me go slightly in this direction. Right, it's also going to go towards the farms that we will have in the future. What do I need? I think I need a dock, right, first. Yeah, we'll put a dock here. And then I'll put down a storage yard. And I will say that you accept wood. And then we're going to go into raw materials, woodcutter. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Now those are a lot of woodcutters, but if I am right about this, I'll be making a lot of money and quick. Oof. Bast is already unhappy. She's sent in a plague. Okay, we're going with Osiris next, and finally Ra. Yeah. Reduce the amount that they were willing to trade with us. Yeah, the gods are angry, but it's no big deal, we'll be fine. Let's put down a bazaar as well. And I will place it over here, and I'll place it over here. Who is the city? Which one is the city that sells sandstone? Dunkel Oasis sells 15 sandstone, but I think 15 is because of Ra. I believe that it should be at least 20, 25, something like that. Okay, now we're getting our blessings. It's fine. Ra increased our reputation. Yeah, and Osiris seems to be happy as well. We've reached 1900 there. Where do we have reeds? Do we have on this bank? We do not have reeds. We have a few reeds on this bank, but not enough, I would say. Let me place down one of these pavilions. And then I'll draw a road like so. I'll put a roadblock there. We'll have some of these services here. And then we're going to go into reed gatherers. And papyrus makers. I am thinking about doing a loop so that I could go even further with these papyrus makers. Yeah, we are wasting a bunch of money. Do not worry, we are going to make the money back. So, put down a storage yard here. And have another storage yard here. On this side we will be accepting all of the reeds. On this side we will be accepting all of the papyrus. And I believe that should be good enough to jumpstart our economy. Even the price of wood, if we can get a few more trading partners, I believe that we will be able to... Like, look at that, 4,400. Price of wood is crazy. Okay, that's that on that side. Let's take a quick look at everything. I have 200 unemployed people, so I need to start giving them jobs. The gods are happy for now. We will need a culture of 45. That is quite high. We will need jugglers, dancers, musicians, senate houses, probably dentists, and mortuaries in order to get to 45 culture. I believe that that is going to be the hardest to get. Prosperity will not be a problem with the amount of money that we are getting. A population of 4,500, it's a challenge, but not that much. We do have a lot of space where we could build our residential areas, and we can reach a level, I guess, like we could put down a courthouse and have a dentist and maybe a mortuary. So I can get those houses to a high enough level to where we will be totally fine on this requirement. However, of course, the higher the population, the harder it will be to fulfill the culture needs. So I guess there's upsides and downsides to everything. I would like us to bring in some policemen and also protect us from malaria. The chances for it might not be too high, but I believe that it is going to appear if we do not protect ourselves, because we do have a lot of farmland as well. And given that we do have money, I feel like getting extra sources of food in order to fulfill future requirements is very important. So let's start by placing down 3 granaries, I believe. And we will say that you will accept grain. We will say that you accept meat. We say that you accept fish. And we'll just leave you on game meat for now. And also for our market, I should say that they don't buy any other goods from these ones except for game meat. I like that idea. Ra rewards his faithful. For the next 12 months, your city can sell its exports for half again their usual value. 247.5 on papyrus for exports and 255 on wood. Yeah, we'll be rich here. As long as we keep the gods happy, we'll be totally rich. Let me think. How do I need to do the rest of this? We could place a bunch of fisheries here. Let's start with the fisheries then. And we'll put down a shipwright first. Or no, let's place down the fisheries. Let's see where we can place 2 of them at once. 2 of them in one of these areas. Like so. So one here and another one here, right? Just to have one near the other. Maybe I can put the shipwright over there. And let's see. Yeah, not a whole lot more in this area. But there are a few banks here. Just like that. Okay, we're okay with this. I am going to draw a road like that. We're going to do another road here, but I'm sort of doing a loop. Now let's see where we can place the shipwright, because I've almost occupied the area. I'll put it there. And then we're gonna take an architect post and place it here, and a firehouse and place it here. Same idea we're applying here. Then we will need a few work camps. I'm just gonna leave some space available in here and do like 4 of these. And then I'm going to draw a road like so. Put a roadblock on it. And let's see how can we place a bunch of farms. We'll need irrigation, so I'll leave some space. We say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I believe that that is good, right? And then we can roll like this. We have plenty of work camps, so placing down as many farms as possible is not a bad idea. I am not sure that putting an irrigation ditch here will mean... Let's check it out. So I want to do an irrigation ditch and draw it like that. Okay, that is irrigated, so it considers it irrigated. And I'll place 2 more farms and we'll leave it at that for now. And finally, we will also put down our cattle ranches. Fire in the city, where? On these wood cutters. Huh. I guess for some reason the safety services didn't arrive up to this point. Oh, there's a roadblock there. I just forgot to put in the safety services. That is fine. Happens. Okay. We have meat, we have grain, we have fish, we have game meat, we have wood, a lot of it. We can export, we have papyrus and we're exporting it. At this point, how short are we on workers? Minus 16, which is absolutely nothing. But I'm also thinking that it is time to place down a bunch of storages. Let's say that you do not import sandstone. And I am going to be placing a dock somewhere here if I can. And I'm gonna do this. Let me place down a juggler house first so that we can upgrade a few houses. We'll say let's say juggler over here and then we'll make a conservatory here. Good. This dock accept none except for sandstone. Let's import enough sandstone to give us 220. And we will need a bunch of storages. This is, if it fits in, what, 32 sandstone in one of these storages. So far we have 96. Do I want to do anything else in this area? Let me think. Or can I just place these storages as they are? I think I can just place them, but... yeah, I think we're okay. Yeah, I think we're okay. And this should be more than enough. Actually, not more than enough, but just enough to give us 220. And because our food is here, what I will do now is that I'll draw a road through this area. I'll put down a roadblock. And we'll just say that residential will start here. And I want to have double road houses, like so. Maybe not this last row here. We'll put down water, physician, an apothecary, architect, firehouse, police station. Let's put a village palace as well. But first of all, let's draw that road here. So if I'm thinking... I could do something like this, and then we can place down our pavilion. I will keep a road here, and one here. And then we're gonna go to temples. We'll make a temple complex to Osiris. I will place it like so. And then we're gonna choose temples to the other gods as well. Look at this. I just love the fact that every god has their very own temple complex and it looks very different. I enjoyed this a lot as a kid. I was fascinated with the gods and mythology and all that. And seeing these buildings, I guess this is the only way in which you could really imagine these buildings, these wonderful temples for different gods. Because you can read mythology and they tell you some information about the temples, but it's mostly about the inside, or, you know, you see the monuments that remain, but it's not enough to really enrich your imagination. It's only, I believe personally, that is only through art, through drawings, and through games that you can get a higher level of imagination. And so we have here the temple complex to Osiris. Osiris is the god of the Nile flood and all life which springs from the underworld. With his benevolence, your city may receive the blessings of a bountiful annual inundation, bringing life-giving fertile soil to your fields. He can also improve the yield at harvest time in other ways. An altar of Sebek, god of fertility, means that the priest of Osiris can help your citizens stretch their food and other supplies a little further, while an oracle to Min, god of regeneration, infuses the wildlife in and around your city with greater vitality. His oracle makes animal herds and fish colonies more resilient and even accelerates the regrowth of some plants. So this temple is absolutely perfect for this map. First of all, it's going to, as it says there, it's going to make your people eat or stretch their food for longer. It's going to regenerate the birds, the fish, everything a lot quicker. So basically you will be able to hunt more or fish more. It's also going to regenerate some of the plants on the map, which are reeds in this case. So you'll never run out of raw material or anything else. Which sounds really good to me. Let's just go and take a quick look at the risk for collapse and then for fire. As I've been expanding a lot and very quickly, so we don't know if there's anything else that we need to cover. It seems like we're okay for now. Plenty of grain, very little. As you can see, meat is very hard to obtain from straw. But we're getting a lot of fish as well. Let's place down our bazaar. Is there any place from where we could import pottery or clay? Clay is available to import. Let's import to maintain 800. 800 clay sounds good to me. And I'll place a storage yard over here, where we'll be accepting clay, about half of a storage yard. And then we're gonna put down a bunch of potters. One, two, three, four, let's say. And if I go to storage now, I can place one over here. Let's say that we accept the clay actually in this storage because it's slightly further from the docks and from the water crossings. And we'll say that in this storage we'll be accepting the pottery. This is going to help our houses grow even further, which will be absolutely awesome for us. And I'll be placing a few statues. And the rest will be gardens. Nice. It's already started to grow. I feel like I should leave a space here to put another road, maybe create another residential area. No? Try something like here. And maybe expand another residential area on this side, or I could make a smaller one on this side. Good, the request for the different types of food has started to come in. Would we need forts? Well, let's take a look. We have 296 unemployment. Even though we don't need them yet. Actually, no. Let's wait and see if I can build the Temple of the Sun over here first. And then we'll decide where we put the other types of workers. In order to keep people happy, let's also go to the Overseer of Treasury. Let's reduce the taxes and increase the payment of the wages. And because we do have... Actually, we don't have a palace yet. And let's place down a town palace. I like deleting this road here. And now we can place down the town palace. And we can place down a bunch of tax collectors. We don't really need the money. But I feel like it's good to collect everything that you can. You never know when you go into a situation where you're going to run out. Probably never, but there you go. Because we gave grain to the shore, a new trade route can now be opened. Great! Let's place down our personal mansion as well. But I guess I'll place it on this side of the map. World map. Dashur. You are going to buy nothing from us, but you can sell beer and barley. I don't think we can make beer, right? And thus we will have to buy... We will have to buy the beer directly. Okay, well, we'll say that half of these will be filled with beer, and then we're going to go with Overseer of Trade, Commerce, and say import beer to maintain $1,200. It's expensive, it's 185 for 100 units, but I will want to have a bunch of Senate houses as well. So that's why I'm getting this much beer. Assure increases trading, awesome. I will place a Senate house here. I will place another Senate house here. Do I have enough space for a dance school on this side? No, I do not, unless I want to place it there. But I guess I could place it over here instead. And I could go with another dance school somewhere over here. But maybe we'll just wait and see what happens. Okay, plenty of goods. Still needing a lot of sandstone. And I bet that's what we're going to wait for a while. 3,000 population. The price for beer has risen. pretty soon our people will be supplied with beer, as you can see here, so our houses will raise. Even higher. Yeah, I'm close. I'm not gonna push anymore for residential afterwards, just because our unemployment is quite high. How are our gods? Are they happy? Okay, both Ra and Bast are displeased. Let's work on building a bunch of shrines to them. One, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And we can have a few more shrines. We'll place down to Osiris as well. There we go. I'm hoping that this is going to be enough to start making them happy. Congenial, congenial, congenial. Okay, good, good. And because we do have enough, or not enough necessarily, but a lot of unemployment, how about we bring in some military? I feel like it might be important. I am not sure that we're going to get attacked at any moment, but just in case they do, the enemy attacks, we'll have 2 forts to begin with, and we'll add a few more afterwards. But for now, we just do this. I just went into a debt. Who would have thought? And a recruiter. And I'll have a firehouse and an architect post here. That's it. Okay. Well, let's wait for money then. Fish 100. Okay, so we need a bunch of fish, and we've been buying it from this market, right? Yes. Let's say don't buy fish, don't buy grain, don't buy meat, just buy game meat. Is it 32 that fit in one of these? Yes. We have 128 and another 18 here. 146. Yeah, we keep going into debt at the moment because we are importing a lot of goods. And since the price of beer has gone up by how much? Well, it's 197, it's not too bad. But if we can get a few more blessings from Ra to sell even more goods, or maybe open a few more trade routes, that would be absolutely wonderful for us. Are we collecting taxes here? Yes. And you know what? We're going to go to the Overseer of Commerce and we'll say, do not trade for this. Do not trade for beer. And let's not trade for clay for a while. I mean, we're paying a lot in salaries. Maybe we go even there and we'll go down. Uncollected taxes somewhere. We could even go high on taxes just for a second to get out of debt. Right? We'll do a 50% tax collection here. We're not gonna do it for long, but we're gonna do it. Let's see where we are not collecting taxes. I see. So basically, the tax collector is going out in the other direction, which means that we are not collecting the taxes on this side. That is not good. Okay, we're in the positives, which means that we can go back to taxes here and go back down to what, 7%? We're back in the positive. We are safe for now. And I believe we can go back to the imports that we were having. Import to maintain. We'll say that we want to... We can export pottery. Let's export pottery over 800. Import to maintain 800. And let's import beer to maintain... Let's say 800 here as well, instead of 1200. And I'll put a quick cut in here and wait until we get our full supply of sandstone so that we can get started on the Sun Temple. And we are back! Have enough sandstone to place down the Sun Temple. I've got lucky, a new trade route has been opened with Abjedu, where they buy wood from us to a level of 4,000, which is really good, and 2,500 papyrus. I need to make myself a bit more coffee. So that is really good for us, and for our cash, you can see that I'm at 20k at this moment. We have a lot of unemployment, and the price of wood has gone up as well. If you take a look over here, we're exporting at 177 without Ra's intervention in any way. So let's start placing down our Sun Temple. First of all, we go here to Monument, we pick Sun Temple, and there we go. Yeah, we can place it here. If I wanted to place it in the south, for example, would I be able to do so? Oh, yes. Huh. So apparently we can do it on this bank as well. I'm not sure we have enough space to build it on this bank, but apparently we are able to place them everywhere. Still, I feel like this might be the best place for it. At least, you know, in my vision, the way that I thought about it in the beginning. So we'll do something like so. We'll draw a road through here. Yeah, I think I want to do it like that and like this. Going to have a roadblock here. We'll need our safety services as per usual. Let's also go, before I forget, to the Overseer of Commerce and say that we want to import now sandstone up to 64. We still need a bit of sandstone in order to finish it. Let's see, so we've placed this main building out of sandstone, and we still need 171 blocks of sandstone in order to finish the construction of the Sun Temple, so we need a bit more. Shall I bring it up to... I'm not sure that I want to bring it up to 170. Let's say then 128. Let's double that sum, and I think that is more than enough for a while. I will get the game going here, just so we can get some of those goods. But then we'll pick from here. Work camps first of all. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then let's go to guilds. We'll select 2 of the carpenter guilds. And then we'll place down a bunch of stonemasons. Oh, we've gotten to a point where employees are needed. We have only 2,700 people working. I guess immigration is not going too well at this moment. Let's see, the overseer... Chief overseer. Poor city sentiment prevents immigration. Let's go higher in payrolls at this point. Let's go down in taxes by 2%. And I believe that the biggest problem we have right now is with entertainment, right? Overseer of diversion. Perfect for dancers, Senate House, musician stages, not so much on the juggler stage. But we're not constantly having shows here either, so I should be focusing slightly on bringing some of these services closer to home. And I will draw another road here, and we'll need a few more safety services. There we go. And we'll need a few more places to put on shows. I feel like I could do something that is a bit, you know, gamified more than anything else. Meaning that we need to increase the coverage. Oh, we've reached culture 25, great. So if we want to go even higher in diversion, and we need musician and juggler stages, we could put down a few stages like this. As people go to work, they will watch a show along the way. They will have musicians and jugglers entertaining them. As I said, it feels a bit gamified in order to get these boosts here, right? Because there will be more areas for people to be performing. Let me add a courthouse here. The price of meat has risen. I am not selling any of the meat, but we could. Workers' salaries have risen to 31. Okay, we'll bring it to 35 for now. And look at that. Now it's starting to look really cool. $3,500, we will need a higher population than that, so I believe that it is time to start building that residential area that I was talking about earlier. So we'll go with a row like this and like this. Have a roll block here. Let's put down our houses. I do this one on this side, and we're gonna put down a pavilion once again. I think that will be enough people, but we shall see if we need more. Okay, we have our safety services first. Then we'll need our bazaar. And let's say that you don't buy anything else except, let's buy grain and game meat. That should be good enough. We'll have a tax collector here as well. We'll bring in some water supply, physician, apothecary, dentist, and the gods, of course. Very important to keep them happy. Fire in the city somewhere. Did I do an undo here, or did I not place the firehouse properly? Definitely didn't place the firehouse properly, right? So we'll have these 4 camps back. Where are we at? We need about, they say 144 blocks or 155, but I'm not sure if neither of these is total, because there's not a whole lot that needs to be built anymore. They are constructing this wall now. They'll be placing down some of these plazas as well here. They will pave it. And there's another altar here in front. So there's not a whole lot else to be done on that temple. Let's go bigger here as well with the courthouse. And probably having a library wouldn't be a bad idea. And mortuaries. You know what? Over here I am bringing what? Clay, some beer. Let's see where, if I could import either linen. Yeah, it's just linen. So we'll import to maintain 800 linen. And I guess for pottery we'll say that we accept half here and we'll accept half the linen on this side. Just because I want to put down a few mortuaries. That's another way in which we will be increasing our culture rating. I know we will need schools before any of that, but still. Tribal schools here. Another scribal school there. Maybe I can draw a road like so. And put down another scribal school and a library. Well, as soon as I have enough papyrus. What is our population like? 506 unemployment, oof. That's rough. But we can have a few more papyrus makers, why not? And let's just say that we will sell papyrus when over 800 at this point. Look at this house, it's absolutely wonderful. They will need a second type of food from the local bazaar. Sure, buy some grain. $4,900, that's enough population for our objectives. Let's see, what else do we need? More culture. What is our coverage like? So, excellent dancer stages, juggler stages, and musician stages. So we'll need a bigger one here. The reason why what I'm doing now works is because they take each one of these as an area where shows could be performed. Of course, you will need to be sending some people over as well. So placing down, for example, a few more juggler schools, conservatories. And dance school will help put on a lot more shows. But every time you place one of these stages, these booths and everything else, it's going to go here and increase the amount of people which can see a few shows, right? We have 6 shows in total, so we're getting 3,200 people entertained by the juggler. So it's above average, but our population is 5,100, so that's why you need a lot more. And here we have it, the temple, the Sun Temple has been fully completed. It looks absolutely beautiful. I still remember to these days the first time I've built these buildings. It was so impressive, especially in the old game where things look a bit more, a bit less colorful, and it looks a bit rougher, right? And the first pyramids, the ones that are made from bricks, that are made from mud and straw, it's definitely a different feeling. I'll place down over here another one of these libraries. Maybe if I'm lucky I can place another mortuary here. Right, to increase the culture. We're not far off to complete this mission. Even a few... And there we go! Superb! The glorious Sun Temple you have built honors both Ra and the Pharaoh. And that is going to have to be it for this episode. I hope you have enjoyed it. I think we were fairly efficient in making everything work here, and we had a great advantage in the economy. The wood was very expensive to export, and we also had the ability to make papyrus, and we got really lucky with that. If you did like the episode, do give it a like, would be much appreciated. It helps me a lot, helps the channel grow. If you want to see more, subscribe to the channel. If you have any thoughts about the game, leave them down in the comments below and we can have a chat about it. And until next time, until tomorrow, I wish you all to have a wonderful day.